What's up everyone, it is your one and only PSGD, brought to you by the power of PlayStation and Share Factory, and today we are looking at Metal Gear Solid The Phantom Pain, the 5th installment to the series. Well guys, it has been about 2 months since this game released. It's been a while since I've done my last video, and I thought I'd try and get this one out for any of the dads there who haven't yet gone and... Now, for me, I would absolutely never play this game in front of my children. They're too young to watch it, and it is actually rated R18+. So my tests, it took me a minute 40 to a minute 50 dependent on what it needed to load into Metal Gear Solid 5, so it's definitely not something that you can just sort of jump in very quickly and play. Now, Metal Gear Solid 5 is split into two major components, such as most other games out there, where we have the single player component and we also have an online component too. The single player component consists of the story missions as well as side missions, and then whenever you extract yourself out of the environment, you have a forward operating base or an FOB that you can journey back to, and you can pick your missions or side missions from there and also do development of the staff that you capture and extract back to that point. So I almost see it as like a tower defense component on the forward operating base, which you can kind of muck around with and try to spec up so you can unlock specific weapons, etc. And what you can see at the moment is just some really detailed menus. You're looking at the missions, there's a whole bunch of stuff in there. They're the story missions. You can hit L1 and R1 through there. You can look at your drop-in points. This is a very technical game, and a game that you've got to pay a lot of attention to in order to get anything out of it. Now, in terms of the graphics, I think we can have a look at this particular clip here and see that there is something very special about this game. It looks brilliant.
Don't be such a stranger. That's a bad example for the men.
Now, here is the forward operating base, and my understanding is that as soon as you up-spec or upskill the people that you extract to this point, more and more of your forward operating base will become available for you to use. The more people you have, the more weapons you can develop. Now, I haven't gotten to this specific point in the game yet. However, you do get to a point later on in the game where you go and assault other forward operating bases. Now, I think that's a good thing for this game, because I can tell you what, we're going to get into the desert in a minute, and I think that sometimes you can get a little bit bored of it. Now, typically, and as we would expect from Metal Gear Solid, very technical controls. I always struggle with these, and the unfortunate component of the controls between Big Boss and the horse are that they are different. So when you're sprinting on the horse, that might be jump with Big Boss. And I tell you what, I've been trying to evade certain things at certain points in the time, and I've run into a wall or jumped or laid on the ground, and it's just frustrating. In terms of the gameplay and the final part of this video, guys, you're in the desert a lot, right? And you only get night or day. They're the two variations. Now, I know that something like Grand Theft Auto 5 is very repetitive, but you get all these different variations to the environment, which makes you not really get so bored. And I'm getting a little bit bored in this game. For the Metal Gear Solid fans out there, I'm guessing that this is going to hit the mark for you, but for a PS gamer dad like myself, it's just, I'm right on the border of it. I'm a little bit bored. The peak is probably that Metal Gear Solid's finally made it, and the pit is just that it's too technical for me. So I'm going to leave you with that, guys. I hope you've enjoyed the vid.